Okay, come to your mats if you're not already there. I'll take one final sip of my coffee. And how shall we begin? Okay, let's start with our hamstrings. So bring your right leg forward. Bring your left foot in. So you can use any types of props. You can get really creative at home. If you've got a tight inner thigh of the bent knee, or if this aggravates your knee, you can put something underneath there. If this hurts this knee, behind the knee, you can put something underneath there. And if you feel that you start to roll back, you can take something and sit on it, okay? Or a cushion. That makes me a little bit too high. Turn towards the right leg. And let's just take a moment seated. So sit up nice and tall, starting by getting the pelvis to upright. Turn towards the right leg and send the heel forward. And just take a moment to feel the hamstring. Maybe close your eyes or settle in, start to soften the body. So we're seeking to switch all the muscles off in Yin, because we're going to open up the muscles, but we're really looking to open up the tight connective tissue that wraps around the whole body and keeps it together. So to do that, we need to actually embody the energy of Yin, which is soft, gentle, passive, heavy, and long, gentle holds. So take a deep breath in, and then start to fold forward over that leg. So there's a few things you can do here. You could take an item of clothing around your foot, or a strap if you have it. I really like to support my head, otherwise it puts pressure on the neck. So you could put something on your shin and bring your head to that. Something inside the leg, put your head to that. You also can take something, a book or something around the foot, and that lifts the foot up, and that'll get more into the calf. So using as many props as you can to find ultimate comfort, but we also want to feel the body. We need to actually feel a little bit of stress in the body, a little bit of tension in order to release it. So set yourself up, start to fold forward, and start to breathe nice and deeply. Now that you're all settled into the pose, just take a moment to scan your body of any surface tension that may be laying there that you're really familiar with. And as you become aware of it, let it go. So we let go of tension on the exhalation. So breathe out, relax your shoulders. Relax the weight of your head, let it be supported. You can also use two fists, where you can prop up your head in your hand. And just drop in a little bit deeper. So when we breathe in yoga, The inhale is the breath that kind of gives us a little bit of awareness, a little bit of poise. It's where we can realign, and the exhale is where we become more natural, more easy, more relaxed. So just let yourself ride the wave of the exhale all the way into relaxation. Taking a few more moments here, maybe take about 2 more minutes. So these final moments of this hold, just see if you can get a little heavier, a little more relaxed. Most of you, you'll be feeling this in the hamstring, but this pose is stretching the entire back side of the body. So notice where the stretch lies. And just rest your gentle awareness in the physical sensations of the body. And then using the strength of your arms so that your back doesn't strain, push the floor away from you, come up. Release the legs. So there's 2 ways we can release in Yin. You can give the legs a little bit of a shake out. You can give the body some movement, or you can come to your back and just lay really still, just allowing the sensations to settle back into a place of balance. Whatever you need to do. You may even just sit still like this. And then when you're ready, in your own time, we're going to do it on the other side. So bring the other leg forward, the left one, using the props to find comfort within the discomfort of the body. So the discomfort is the stretch, the tension, and then we make peace with those sensations so that we can lay in them, rest in them, without wanting to be, always chasing pleasure, I guess. So sit up tall. Again, you can take the flesh of the sit bone of the extended leg, pull it back. It's going to move your body towards the straight leg. Press the heel forward, lift the toes up. Start upright as you relax the leg, relax the body. Take a moment here. And then start to fold over the leg using the props as you need them. I like a block around my foot. If you can't, so again, if you use a book and you can't reach it, take an item of clothing like this. Voila. And then fold forward, making sure that the head is supported. So as the body starts to open, you may notice the pelvis roll back and the bend start to occur in the back of the body. Now, if you feel like it's a nice stretch for the back of the body, if it's really tight, that might be okay. But if you really want to get it into the leg and you start to feel that roundedness occurring, you take a moment to breathe in, send the butt back and flatten your back. So really flattening out the back, and then exhale, fold a little deeper, sending the chest further down the leg. Just check to see that your shoulders aren't creeping up by the ears. Relax them down. Keep the breath even, rhythmic. And keep your attention in and on the body and on the moment. So we consider thoughts part of the body in yoga. They are an expression of the state of our body. So when our body is, not in great health, we may tend to have a lower quality thought and emotion. So just be aware of that. Don't try to change it. Come into the meditative mind of absolute non-judgmental observation of what is there in your body and your mind. And we'll take just a few more moments in this stretch. And lift your head, use the arms to push the floor away from you. Come up on a breath in, release the legs, give them a shake out, move them from side to side if you like. You could sit still with the legs straight, propped up. You could cross your legs and sit still, just coming into a neutral pose, or you could just come to your back, lay flat, and feel the two sides of the body. Beautiful. Okay. Right, let's move to the front of the leg now. This is one of my favorites. And you're probably going to need props, and I'm going to give you some options here. So let's say take the right leg behind you, roll the calf out of the way. If you can, come to the top of the foot. And the other leg is just bent in front of you like this. Now for some of you, so we're seeking to stretch the front of this thigh, maybe a little bit into the lower part of the leg. And for some of you, especially if you don't have props, you can just sit up like this and slowly start to lean back on your hands. The further back I go, the more I'm going to adjust the tailbone forward. You may come to the forearms. I'm just going to keep spinning around so that you can see me. Okay. If you do have a makeshift bolster or even a real bolster, now is the time to use it. Lay it down on your mat. Bring your sacrum in front of the bolster, not on top of the bolster. You could always sit on something if you need in front, but as you come back, it tends to sort itself out. I bring my sacrum right up to the base of the bolster, but I've got quite a lot of movement in my back. So if that hurts, come forward slightly. Okay? And then you can slowly start to come back onto the bolster. Now the bolsters or whatever you're using is not enough, just keep propping it up. Whatever you can use to give yourself height. So you really need to spend a little bit of time setting up the props. As we come back, and you're going to stretch the front of this leg. As you lay back, you can just have the arms like this. You could take the arms overhead, opening the chest and the lungs and the arms. Target is this bent knee. As time goes on, if you want, you could bring this other foot to the floor. This will increase the stretch in this leg, but it may decrease any discomfort in the lower back. If your lower back hurts, you just got to come up, okay? Hanging out here. So I'm just going to have a look at some of you, make sure that you're all good. As I scroll through, just give me a wave if you're unsure about something. Beautiful. Nice. So this is another pose where we use gravity as our assistant. And we're always often fighting a little bit against gravity. And if it hurts to relax, that's where the props are. So the key is relaxation. And if that's painful, then use the props so that they support you, not muscular tension. And just keep sinking with every breath out, getting heavier. So check in with the sensations of the lower back. You don't really want to feel the lower back, that lower back discomfort here. So the things you can do is to come up a little bit. Engaging the abdominals and drawing the front ribs in will also help to lengthen out the lower back. As the body shifts and adjusts to the shape of the pose, you can remove props if you want to go deeper. Or if the body starts to feel like it's under too much stress, add props. So we stay aware. but you do want sensation. If you don't feel much in the pose, it's actually fine. It just means that you're more practicing restorative yoga, where you're just allowing the body deep rest, deep relaxation. Great to restore your energy and to heal when you are sick. But if we want the yin, we want to open up and create more mobility, you've got to feel something. So we'll go maybe another minute. Okay, preparing to release. Before you move too much, just know that you're going to release. To get out of this pose, particularly if it's intense, roll away from the foot which is behind you, free it, bring it forward, and you could come and just lay flat. You could lay on your bolster, or if you prefer to come up, it's really nice to roll over to the side and come up so as not to strain your back, and you could just move in any way that feels right for you. Thank God for yin. So when you're ready, and take as much time as you need, come up and set yourself up on the other side. Both sides of the body are not always symmetrical. We have different history of injury and things like that. So take in mind the way it feels on the other side. You may need more or less propping. So bring the other leg behind you. I always roll my calf out of the way. You can roll the thigh in the opposite direction. That flesh can create compression where we can't actually get into as much of a stretch. So take that into account. Stay seated if you need that initial release. We can release deeper if we just give our body these phases where it's easy and there's kind of this, and then we go a little bit deeper and we let the body adjust and it has that little sigh of release. And then we go deeper. Settling in. Now, I'm just checking in on you all every now and again. If you have questions or queries, you can chat in the chat box. And I can check that every now and again if you're not sure how to prop the body. Obviously, it won't be always immediate response, but you can always give me a little wave if I'm looking in, or chat in the chat box. Using gravity as your assistant, using props to prop you if it hurts to release completely into gravity. We want to feel the tension. We don't want to put our bodies in pain. So this is also an opportunity to meditate. And as my regulars know, I'm a huge fan of meditation. And that is simply to non-judgmentally observe what we're feeling or where we're at. And I need to read the article that my good friend Anne-Marie read a Harvard study where yoga and meditation can, it was specifically about coronavirus. I haven't read it, so I can't quote anything, but it can help bring the body into such a state of efficiency that people can get over these very powerful viruses and diseases. So simply observe what you feel, what you think, where you're at, without trying to change it or turn it into a positive. Just notice it. A few more moments here, maybe half a minute. Okay, to get out of this, roll away from the leg which is behind you, free it, and either just come flat on your bolster, or if you prefer to come up and move, you can come up and move. Whatever you need to do. Few more moments in your release, and we're going to come to our fronts now and stretch our shoulders. I was going to say it's another one of my favorites, but I probably would just say that with every pose. Okay. Come to your front. And you're going to bring your right elbow on top of your left and just tuck those elbows underneath you and walk the hands as far away from each other as you can. Take a deep breath in and slowly release the head down. So your chin will come around about sort of onto the tricep. If that's not comfortable, grab something like a book, or if you've got blocks, and place your forehead down on that. If you don't feel anything, tuck the arms a little further underneath you. Would your head be heavy, supported either by the chin on the arms or the head on something? And breathe in and out of the back of your body. So just keep breathing in and out and feel the rising wave of breath moving up the spine on the inhale, and feel the falling wave of breath moving down the spine on the exhale. And as you breathe to fill your lungs, you'll feel them swell all the way to the seams, and they'll begin to press into and expand all the tissue around the ribs. If anybody has a question, remember that you can type it in the chat box. Okay, to get out of this one, lift your head up, free your arms. You've got two choices. One is to lay with your forehead on the backs of your hands like this. And the other is to bring your arms beside you and turn your cheek to one side like this. And if your cheek is to one side, I'll tell you when to turn it to the other side. And just enjoy the neutralness of the arms, or the semi-neutralness. Nice and heavy. If your head is turned to one side, turn it to the other side. All right, come to center. One little counter stretch that you may enjoy is to interlace the fingers behind you, look forward, just stretching. This isn't particularly a yin pose, but it may feel nice, so feel free. Make sure that the neck is free, and then bring the other arm on top, the left elbow on top, unless you did it differently before, so the opposite, but I cued right first, so I'll cue left now. Tuck the elbows under, the arms go wide, and then slowly release the head down. So again, really observe the breath. As we soften the body, it's going to be more open and receptive to the movement of the breath and the movement of the energy. So start to feel it being moved as you breathe. So that breath rises up the spine, it kind of pulls in the back of the neck on the breath in, and then it falls down the spine as you breathe out, and you relax deeper and get heavier into the pose. Just a few more moments here. If you do yin regularly, this will be delightful for you. If you are not used to being still, the mind could be ticking over. Just allow it to happen. It kind of exhausts itself out if we let those thoughts move. Just a few more moments and we will release. Slowly lift your head up. Release the arms. And again, either forehead on hands, neutral pose. Or turn the head to one side, stretching the neck. If your head's to one side, turn it to the other side. Okay, come up everyone. Come up onto your forearms like me. Sphinx. So just bring the elbows pretty much under the shoulders. Relax your butt. Sometimes I give it a little bit of a wiggle. And just take a moment here to spread the chest. Sometimes you need to just move the head a little bit to make sure that the neck is fine. Some people like to sink the shoulders and drop the head. That doesn't feel good for my neck, but you can sink down and drop the head, giving a really good stretch in the back of the neck. If you're like me and that doesn't feel good, just look forward. If you want more, bring your hands a little bit wider and lift the elbows. Keep the butt relaxed. And if you still want more, you just start to walk the hands in, straighten the arms, just creating more of a curve. Again, you can sink the shoulders and drop the head, or like me, you can lift the chest up and look forward. So if it starts to feel too uncomfortable, you just come further down. Just follow the breath in and out. This is a really nice practice actually. We've been forced to be, well, not still, but to stay at home. So this practice helps us to do that and to manage the emotions that we can't distract ourselves from, the thoughts that we can't distract ourselves from. Doesn't quite manage the people that we can't avoid. So I hope that you're enjoying the people in your household. But Yin Yoga helps us to be still with whatever is occurring. Keep the butt relaxed. Keep breathing and keep feeling. And there's this strange irony that we try not to emotionally attach to our thoughts. So if we don't like the thoughts, try not to get pissed off or resistant to them. If we don't like the emotion, try not to, again, get pissed off about that. Just let it be. If we don't like the body, again, just allow yourself to feel that. Always making sure that you can feel sensation. If it's too much, come down. If it's not enough, come further up. Slowly come down. Slowly, slowly. A nice counter for this one could be child's pose. Come up, bring your big toes closer than your knees. Alternatively, come to your front, just like we did before. Head to one side. I'll tell you when to take it to the other side, or head neutral. If you're laying on your front and your head is to one side, take it to the other side. Alrighty, make your way to your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Take time to land. And then just take your knees over to the right. When I take my knees to the right, I pick up my right shoulder blade, I slide it over to the right as well, and then take your left arm left. About at shoulder height, but you can also play with the positioning of the arm. Also the positioning of the knees. So the higher up the knees go, the more you're going to get it, how does that go? The more you're going to compress the tummy and maybe get into the back. The lower the knees go, the more you're going to get it into the hip area. So find that positioning of the knees that works for you. So there are variations we can do in this pose. You could take the top leg out straight and loop an item of clothing around the foot if you need, and you could take the lower leg behind you into the hand, cat pulling its tail. That is the worst angle I could have chosen. Okay, release. Come to center. Feel free to lay flat. like this. Or if you prefer, bring your knees into your chest. Whatever works. And if they're not already there, draw the knees in and take them over to the left. Keep breathing deeply. Just feel the expanding right side body, the right side of the waist as you inhale. As you exhale, relax away any remaining tension, any holding. And feel free again to take the variation. You may straighten one leg, and you may bend the other leg. It's completely up to you. Feel your way into it. Beautiful. So for these final moments, just soften as deeply as you can. Sink absolutely into the pose. Head is heavy. And you're going to release to Shavasana, to relaxation. So come flat, legs long, palms up, eyes closed. So begin to move your body, waking up slowly. Or maybe just even become more aware of your body. And as you feel ready, take a big stretch. And roll over. In your own time, join me seated as we prepare to finish with intent, devotion. Some may like to say prayer. I use that word in a non-religious sense. As you come to sit, close your eyes. So I think most of you are in Auckland, but here the sun is out, the sky is blue. So we can take this time to get some vitamin D, really, really good for our minds and positivity. It's also time for us to send our love to the world. I have felt even more connected as we have been forced, I guess, into our homes. I have connected with new people, I have connected with old friends, I have connected with all of you guys. So feel that connection as we realize how powerful we are and how nothing can stop us. As we send our hope and our good vibes and our love to those suffering, to those sick, to those in pain, to those in need. As we send them hope and knowing that they can get through anything as well. As we delight and celebrate the positivity that flows at this time. As we send blessings to our bodies and gratitude for our health. If you feel comfortable with it, bring your palms together at heart center. This is a gesture. This is an acknowledgement of our unity, that there is an essence in everyone and in everything, uniting us together as one. Namaste. All right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy. Have a fabulous day. Thank you for coming.
Monday.
See you Monday. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Denise.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Susan. I will do Ruben or Carla, who I'll find it Andrea, I think. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Mandy.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Mob's on the dog.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Here's my yogi buddy.
Oh my God. What's his
See
name?
ya. Mia.
Oh, Mia, her name.
It's
She's
Mia,
gorgeous. I can't see her head. Oh, that
She's
is her butt.
gorgeous. She jumped on me twice during the... She wanted to join in the then. She came on the mat.
That's the dog's job.
It is.
Hi, Kristen. Hi, Kristen. And bye, Kristen. Hi, Katie. Bye. Hey, outside
How's
the
that?
sun.
That's the Haraki Golf.
Oh, wow.
Over the golf.
Have a fabulous day, everyone. I'm going to email this class to you, but you guys didn't miss it. I guess it's anybody else who missed it. So good to see you all. I miss seeing you in person, but it's just as good online. In fact, at the moment, it's even more fun, to be honest. It's different.
It's quite special.
It's cool. I love it. I'm totally geeking out about it.
You're recording it, Denise?
Yes, I'm recording it and I'll email it to you so you can do it.
Bye. Bye, bye.
Okay, thanks.
You're
Bye.
Being
welcome.
a nutter.
Have an amazing afternoon, everyone. Get some sunshine. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, Ray. I love this.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Where's she go? Sit down. Sit down.
Here you go.
Bye, Gabrielle.
Fetch.
Bye, Gabrielle.
Good on you, dog. See you later.
See you later, Dan.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Chucking the dog for the stick for the dog.
Oh, good on you. Okie dokie. I'm signing out. Oh, I hope she didn't miss that. I'm signing out. Mwah. I'll see you all. I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you Monday. Bye.
Oh, I'm getting through. Oh, can you just do a Snapchat when you've finished?
Me? Okay, bye.